You have to be passionate about what you do. If you don't have the passion, you fall by the wayside. That passion has to be there. It's that passion that drills you. It's the passion that takes you from one place to the other. It's the passion that makes you see other people's work. And instead of saying, oh, this is, looking for the mistake, it is that passion that makes you see that, okay, I can do this. I can even do better than this person. It is that passion that pushes you. But if you remain comfortable where you are and you think, okay, I'm there, you just find out that you fall by the wayside because things are changing, The business is revolving. You find cake, you look at them, you keep looking at them and you're wondering, are you sure this is cake? Are you sure we are going to cut this thing? That's how cake industry is going now. There is absolutely nothing that cannot be carved out of cake now.
These cakes are carved out of ingredients such as flour, sugar, eggs, butter, baking powder, buttercream or icing sugars, among other baking materials.
There are many varieties of cakes now. You have people with different tastes. You have people with different things they tell you they want. We have chocolate cake. We have different types of chocolate cake. We have red velvet. We have vanilla cake. We have cheesecake. We have carrot cake. We have peanut butter cake. You have different types of cakes now. Different. Name them. It's varieties.
I've discussed how this business has different categories. You can decide not to be a sugar crafter. You can decide to be a baker and a cake decorator, whereby you just bake and decorate basic cakes, shelf cakes, buttercream cakes that people can just buy off the shelf. That's really possible. You may want to take it top notch and really go into the professional part of crafting and all that. But if you are not creative, you can just, stay on the path of baking and being a cake decorator, on an average level. I know people that are very good in decorating with buttercream icing, and they won't go near fondant. I know someone like her, she's very good with buttercream, and just go like, please, let fondant stay. Do you understand? And she's making her money. What will you just make sure you focus on? You focus more on shelf cakes, birthday cakes, everyday cakes that people can pick and pay, almost ready-made cakes. Do you understand? But if you really want to take it top notch, being a sugar crafter, where you can make wedding cakes, novelty cakes and all, couture cakes and all that, you have to be very, 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 very creative.
Even without official statistics to back up the number of cake makers in the country, the practitioners believe more and more people are coming into the mix.
There are some people that are working, they still want to learn cake by the side just to make cake for their children, their family. For those, we have 1 month, we have 3 months, we have as much as 6 months. Depends on the time you have on your hands. But some people, while awaiting the result to go into the university, they want to have something in their hands. So for those that have time on their hands, they go for 6 months. There are some that go for 3 months. There are some that goes for 1 month. But it's an unending thing. You keep learning every day. Even me, I still go for courses. I still go for brush-up courses. So you keep learning every day because new things comes in every day. We have different groups. We are quite large, very, very large. In a neighborhood, you can find maybe like 10 to 15 bakers in a neighborhood. So we're quite large, which of course you can't have everybody, but as much as possible they are trying to pull people in so that we can speak with one voice, we can plan with one voice, we can work together as a team. So when you're working and then you have some challenges, there are people you can call on. We empower people to learn more, to develop yourself. These days it's not just white collar jobs that pays. You have to learn, you have to be able, your handwork speaks for you. It speaks readily for you. You know that, okay, I'm doing something for myself and I'm able to help others to achieve their dreams.
Hi, welcome to Baker's World Training Academy.
As I meet Adetola Okonlawon, an information technologist, the saying that what a man can do, a woman can do better is replicated in the reverse form. as he's not just a baker, but runs a confectionery business that has spanned several years.
I was born into it. My mother and the sister started this business as far back as 1983. From the onset go, this is where the foundation of business started for me. And in the view that I had was you need to give cake, to get money, right? So, yeah, and that got me interested, and then like, okay, yeah, and that's how the whole thing started. At first, it was something I didn't like, growing up as a young boy who wanted to run around. But over time, I got to understand, this is a skill, that you require, and nobody can take it away from you. It's currently now being dominated by men, a lot. Especially the decorating aspect of it, when it comes to the more complex cakes that have to do with, well, machines are not available, but it always has to do with a lot of manpower. That's fondant icing and things, molding. Give or take, it would still be like 60-40, 60% women, yeah, and 40% men. But it's probably going to be a part at some point, or the men, might outrun the women at the end of the day. I don't know.
You should have an oven. If you have an oven that is manually, that you need to know the temperature manually, you need to get an oven thermometer.
Acquiring more knowledge is quite important in the cake making industry. Ifoma Olauti is a specialist cake maker and a trainer.
We were advised in camp to learn a skill or two. I followed that advice, and I went to makeup school. I started doing makeup. From makeup, my bride will ask me, do you know anyone that does any nice cake? I had a particular bride that was disappointed on her wedding day. Her cake wasn't what she ordered for, and she was in tears. So I asked myself, this is just creativity and art. I could learn it. So when they asked me, do you know any good baker? I'm like, well, I do, but I don't know if you could get them now. So I thought about drifting into something more creative that people would like, and I tried it out, and that was the beginning of my journey. Though I went for training, of course. Baking is a science. It's not it's not what you can just guess. You have to follow strict recipes, strict measurements, and all that to get the desired and the perfect taste of everything that you're doing.